The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Auto HDR, the AI that powers our back end. For a free month of editing, go to autohdr.com/upmarket. Coming to you from the Upmarket studio in beautiful San Buenaventura, California, this is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media. And my other co-founder, Mark Corcoran, I don't know where he is. Maybe he's out like co-founding other companies. I don't know. It's all confounding with the co-founders. But we have Molly Peart here silently producing today because it creates echo in the studio. But Molly running it out with us, her last Mastermind episode as producer. So Molly Peart, thank you for being here. And of course, thank you always and forever to iGuide, because they are a special sponsor of these Mastermind episodes, unrelated to the Mastermind, but still, let's do a reminder, get in. There's still 2 free tickets with workshops to PMRE 2026 available. So go to goiguide.com/PMRE to enter to win one of those trips. And of course, our Mastermind, thank you to our Mastermind group. We have Jenn, Lueck, Alex Coombs, and Kelly Clark. Thank you once again. And I think I want to set expectations for this episode, and because I think we are going to talk about expectations and setting expectations and kind of how we do that with our clients and how that can, set the stage for what we do and actually set the stage for how a client feels about the experience of working with us. And so, and because we were like, it kind of sparked us because, and I think we talked about it a little bit in our last episode, is in the last couple of weeks at Upmarket, we started doing same-day delivery for photos as per standard. We didn't announce it to anybody. We didn't, we did after a couple of weeks, but we were like, let's beta test this. We're not, let's just keep quiet about it. And, because we don't want to set the expectations and then not live up to them. And so we were like, our clients are going to be, they're going to be so stoked. It's going to blow their minds. And of course, no one said anything except, thanks for the photos. Where's my floor plan? Where's my 3D tour? Where's my video? And and so the expectation was we did this one thing, and then everyone thinks that we're going to do everything is now going to be that. So I don't know. Have you all had something similar happen to you where you do something good, but then it actually kind of backfires on you?
Oh yeah, the same thing happened to me, Reed, this week.
Oh, really?
So I don't think we're even doing same day turnaround, whatever, but
yeah.
For some reason it happened. But immediately this girl texts me and is like, hey, I have a work question. I was like, okay, call me. And then she was like, hey, I know our photos are back, but where's the iGuide? And I was like, I don't know. Let me just call them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still processing. I mean, people, I don't know. And I don't know how we're going to, because I think the turnaround times for all the other services are just not going to be that quick. And so it's going to be this big training process. And I know, Alex, I heard a rumor you're going to start doing same day delivery too pretty soon. So
it's a good rumor.
Are you prepared for that?
Well, yeah, but I also just need to prepare, just be like, okay, this is good. So now you can prep for tomorrow with the photos, but everything else will be, the same timing.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. And I know I think we're just going to put more social media stuff out. Nikki's working on a video right now where she's going to be very explicit. Like, what do you think? We're miracle workers? We got your photos. Isn't that enough? So.
Yeah.
And then, we've kind of found that over the years as we have decreased our turnaround times for all services, because before when I first started, it was like, hey, when will my photos be ready? And I'll be like, as soon as I can, but it's probably going to be the evening of the day after the shoot at the earliest, because I was editing it myself and I couldn't, I just didn't have the bandwidth to do that. And then, progressively, we've gotten all of our turnaround times to the point where it's by 9:30 the next morning. And then if something doesn't show up by then, it's a shit show by 10:30. Everyone's like, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And it's like, I don't know. We've retrained our clients to be even bitchier and needier.
But this is our fault. Like, we've done this.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the other media company around the corner, like, is a little bit faster, so then you want to be faster than them. And we've literally created a monster of like, it, like, it's something that is so like not normal. And they're just going to keep eating us alive. We've created an unrealistic expectation that we now need to live up to, and it adds pressure to everything. It's our fault.
Yeah, but well, it's the place around the corner. They're the ones who started going faster. So then, so it's their fault, not ours. We're just reacting. So I don't know, Kelly, what's your turnaround times like, and what's your pushback from clients, and and how do you set those expectations?
We're next day for photo, floor plan, 3D tours, and then video. We give ourselves an extra day or two, and our admin definitely sets that up front. And it's interesting hearing that y'all are under pressure to do it that quickly, because our pricing, we're more boutique, not as high volume, and so we're not.
I know.
No, we're not fancy. We're not getting that pressure to deliver so quickly. And in fact, we used to deliver Friday shoots on Saturdays, and we stopped doing that about 6 months ago. And I thought people were going to like go ballistic, and they've been fine. But the admin still, every Friday, I'm like, make sure you let everybody know that delivery is, if somebody's booking on Friday, delivery is Monday. And it's been fine. And we're not getting pressure to deliver same day. We have, of course, bent over backwards for a client. Like, they wanted at least the front shot that night.
Yeah, sure.
We've done that. It bites us every time, because then it's 10 o'clock at night. They want an edit. It's like never enough. Not necessarily but it's, y'all know, it's like, why did we do that for absolutely nothing? Because it always just turns into this huge pain in the ass. But our clients are pretty well trained. Like, on our confirmation, we make sure that they understand what the delivery times are. And we used to say next day before noon. We don't even say that anymore. It's going to be next day. And like 3 or 4 o'clock comes around, people are going to start squawking. But I'd say for the most part, it's been pretty, like, I don't know. We haven't had a lot of challenges around that.
We also have all those laid out in the confirmation emails and everything else, but realtors can't read, so it's like
True.
Like forever. Friday shoots deliver on Monday is what we always had, and then invariably 11 a.m. on Saturday. Where are my photos? And now we just same day, and it's easy. I don't know, Jen. What's because you started your business in the era where the quicker turnaround times were a lot easier to do. So you started your business, I think, right, probably offering same day or next day. I mean,
we do next day on photos in most services, and then video and twilights are 2 business days. So, and I don't really have too much pushback on that. I mean, on occasion, somebody's like, "Can I get these the same day?" And I say no. I honestly, I don't love the idea of same day. I think it is a snowball downhill. And until that becomes something that I'm pressured to do, I really don't want to do it.
So probably like in January or February, you'll start doing it.
I hope not. I sincerely hope not. I mean, we do usually on the way out the shoot, just remind the agent, especially if it's something that has a couple day turnaround. Hey, this is going to, photos will be back tomorrow, but just so you know, video can take a couple days. And we just remind them constantly. It's just a constant reminder, because a lot of times they don't read. It is right in our little descriptor when they order. It says if they're 2 days versus next day. But a lot of times they're not going to notice that, or their TC is ordering, so they're not paying attention. So we just remind them constantly on the turnaround time. And as of right now, it's okay. I really would love to avoid doing same day if I can.
Yeah. Well, to do it, you just have to have the support staff for it, right? And so, and now, as we've kind of switched up some of our admin and QC stuff, like we have that staff now, and so then it's like, it's great. I mean, it's been like the benefit of the same day is what a relief. I don't have to think about it now, And again, it's the other services and stuff, but like it's like whenever we can put a shoot to bed, makes me feel happy. And so now it's like 3 hours later, and it's like it's delivered and paid for, and great. And then the VA just needs to make sure that the floor plan gets delivered when it comes back. So
that's what I was going to ask you. Is it more work for them to, once the other pieces come in, then is it another email going out, or how do y'all handle that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's a redelivery, because then that just pings the realtor to know that it's there, because unless they're checking the listing, they're not going to know.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it does, it does create a little more work, but it brings a lot of value to the customer. I mean, I think they love it. The same day they love the same day. Even if they haven't given us a ton of flowers over it, I know they love it because realtors, they want everything instantly.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Reed. So when it comes down to same day, and let's say realtor number one wants a bunch of revisions, do those revisions also happen in the same day, or are they getting delivered the next day at that point?
As far as photos, I mean, as soon as possible. Yeah, same day. Because now we have QC staff working until, I don't even know, till 10 p.m. Because that's the thing is for us, we have, if we're delivering Twilight same day, well, guess what? We need someone working at 9, 10, 11 p.m. to be able to pull that off. And right now, especially in the longest days of the year, that's a little more challenging. But of course, once winter rolls around, it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, revisions, like with the new system we're using, it pops in the customer service person just puts a Slack message out to the QC team, and the QC team just is right on it, and they turn it around like super fast. So yeah, cool. It's all quick. And again, it's just having the support staff to be able to do that. If you're just one person, that's going to be really, really hard to do that. I mean, almost impossible, because there's always going to be those revision requests. I think what I wanted to get into a little bit was the video turn time, because I know, Alex, you're still launching, we're okay to talk about it on here, right? You're launching.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know you mentioned it a couple of months ago when you first started, but I didn't know if you really want people going to the website yet. But your Summit video, what's it called? Summit video editing?
It's just Summit editing.
Summit editing.
Yeah. So the goal for that is like for it to be 24-hour turnaround. So we're trying to create that standard right now, but right now we're just in beta testing. So if you do want to sign up, it's just like, we'll give you 200 free credits, which is approximately 1.5, 2 videos. And in return, we just want feedback. Right. But the goal is 24-hour. And then if there's a bunch of revisions, we work on that as soon as we can.
Right. Because I remember the last time I went on the site, it said on their 48-hour turnaround. And I know I told you, I was like, hey, we can't use your service. It looks amazing, but we can't use it because our people are all trained on 12 hours, and that's the thing, is it's going to be really, it is, but it's because though we've set that expectation, it's going to be really hard to pull that back. If we did even go to a 24-hour turnaround time for video. So
I just for me, the 12-hour, it's like, what benefit do you get out of 12 hours? So if somebody's shooting, let's say Nikki's shooting from 9 to 5, and then she has to go upload all her footage. And then in 12 hours, it's still.
Well, and when I say 12 hours, that means, basically if it's a late in the day video, it's going to be done by the next morning. But obviously it depends on what time the footage gets uploaded. And usually it's by early evening. And then we're not delivering until like 9:30 the next morning. So it's probably more like a 16-hour turnaround or 17-hour. But, the benefit, it's really just, I think, a benefit to the client because they need it fast. And I think we were talking about the other day, Alex, and I know, like, we kind of made a joke, like, well, your videos are actually better than ours. And so, having that extra time to have maybe better editing is time well spent. But at the same time, I think our clients really love the quick turnaround. And what we really need is to meld those two, is somehow be able to have as high quality video as possible. And it's not like our videos are bad by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not quite as bespoke, I think, as yours can be. So I don't know. That's going to be the nut that we have to crack. Do you guys see trying to lower your video turnaround times? Is that a priority for anybody else, or is it just me?
Well, we usually get ours back the next day, but if they need revisions, that's why we say to allow the 2 days. Because if you need revisions, it's going to take another day, basically, by the time we get around that, because of the time difference and whatnot. So often they're back the next day, but we're also not typically doing anything really bespoke either. They're
Right.
just kind of standard. And if we are trying to do something like that, we will tell them, or we'll say, hey, can we have a little bit extra time on this? We really want this to turn out great for you. And
Sure.
usually those kinds of properties, they're fine with giving us more time anyway. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I am super excited, Alex, for your site. Would love to give it a try. And
Try it out.
It's always, it's always the same problem for us. Somebody's great for a while and then the edits just suck. And it's the same problems no matter who we use, no matter it just constantly is an issue. So I'm very, very like, we'll hop on immediately.
Do it. Yeah. Like just rip it apart, rip everything apart that's not good, and then tell us all the things that are good. And then, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's
and I think it is really the revisions that kill us, because I think sometimes, and for us, like our editors aren't on call 24 hours a day. So the issue is we'll do a QC pass on it in the morning when we get into work at 9. And now it's a little bit different, I think, because we have more admin coverage and QC coverage. But then if we notice, the address there's a typo in the address, we send it back to the editor, but they're gone. And so they don't get back to doing it until like 6, 7 p.m. our time. And then we can't deliver it to the client. So it's one thing when we have a revision on it before it goes to the client, but then once it goes to the client and they need a revision, then I think you can buy yourself a few hours. But if like all of a sudden they're expecting it at 9:30 in the morning, and then, well, it had a typo in the address, and that's not something I exactly want to tell them. But we just say, oh, it's still with the editors. It'll be done as soon as possible.
Yeah. That's like, you know what, that is a common issue, I think, though. Like we have one client right now. She's amazing. Like love her to death. And she's extremely particular before she even gives it to the client. So like she'll give us a full revision, but the client hasn't even seen it yet. So she's assuming something, and then she'll give it to her client after her whole list of revisions. And we're like, why don't you just this is not your video. Like this is not your house for sale. So like you give it to the client, let them have a full list of revisions, because I mean, at the end of the day, they're the decision maker, not you. Right? So it's just
absolutely.
It's putting us through 2 layers of hell for no reason. Because there's been times where she's making a revision and we make the revision and then she sends it to the client. The client wants it back to what it was in the first place. So it's like, of course, if there's a typo, still send it. Be like, hey, I know there's a typo here, but like before I send it back, give me a list of revisions first, all in one email.
Yeah, that's not the worst idea, actually, is at least just get it to them. But then they're going to be, I can't use this. There's a typo in it, because they won't have read your email. They'll be like, oh, I sent it to the client and I noticed that it has a typo in it. You really embarrassed me in front of my client.
Damn it. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm interested. It's interesting to me that your clients are pushing for video that quickly, because like for us, I guess it goes back to client setting the expectation, but we kind of set the expectation that the video is not going to sell the house. The video is going to promote their branding and them and all those things. So like they're good with the video coming. So our social media reels are next day, the 30-second, our editors can do that all day long. The other ones are either 24 or 48 hour, depending on the, complexity of the job. And I don't know, they're good with it, because it almost comes down to the perception too of like, well, was it that easy to do that? Because it's very hard what we can pull off. Same deal with your same day delivery. I wonder about the perception of like, well, how did you get those back to me same day? Are y'all even working? Is it worth what I'm paying if it's that easy? So like that rolls around in my brain a little bit about video too. But the other thing I wanted to...
Yeah, go ahead. I would say the quick answer to that is we've built out a really exceptional team of great people, and there's a lot of them. And so we're able to do that. So that's why, but finish it.
That makes sense. I just always wonder, at the price point. But the other thing we've done with our video editors is we've got them all on a team chat. And they're all like, Jen, we kind of had the same thing to where they were great at first, trying to prove themselves, get on the team, and then like the quality would slowly go down. We've got access to 5 editors, 2 are full-time, and then just depends on our volume. We've got up to 5, and they're all in a team chat, so they can all see the revisions. They can all see the feedback from the client, and they just continue to try to outdo one another now. So they are all just, we didn't build that intentionally like that. We were just like, for ease of, QC and everybody just have one channel. But those guys, like if we give them props or like Brian and I drop in there and say like, great job, they're watching what the other ones are doing and they're trying to outdo one another. So that's actually worked pretty well for us from the video editing side. But I'm not feeling the pressure to deliver faster on video or photo, which I'm becoming grateful for after this conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you feeling any pressure, Jenn?
For video?
Clients? Yeah.
No, not so much. I mean, I think most of them are okay with what we're doing. I haven't had anybody, and if they are, it's usually they'll tell us right away, like, hey, if there's any way you can get this to us, I need it as soon as possible. So they're setting that expectation up front. But I think it's been a lot of client education and just like I said, constantly reminding them, just let hey, this will be back, blah 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 blah, and then they're usually okay with it.
I think
for the most part.
Yeah, and the pressure we feel is, I think it is, again, the kind of self-induced pressure because we were getting the videos back quick, and it was like, well, let's deliver them, and then again, we can move on, and it's just over and done with. But the drawback on that is then that creates the expectation, and so I don't think we're not getting pressure to do videos that much faster. I think it's just more of like if we lag on it, if it's going to be more than next morning, then we're going to get pushback from people for sure. Hey, we're talking a lot about same-day delivery. That's what we've rolled out with our photos, and the reason we're able to do it. It's because it's auto HDR. We are having our shooters upload JPEGs right in the field, right from their phones, and it is kind of amazing. And the great thing is now they're integrated with all the major platforms where you can just go in and your photographer can upload directly to the listing, and it processes right in there, and it's going to make it super easy for you to deliver within an hour of the shoot often if you so want. So if you want access to those workflows, and let me point out too, it's not like the photos suck, man. They're really, really good. So I think a lot of times you want that fast thing and it's just not going to be as good, but these are top-notch edits, AI edits. Really, really fantastic stuff. Our clients have been impressed. We've been impressed. So if you want to be impressed, I want you to go to autohdr.com/upmarket. If you go there, you sign up, you're going to get a free month of service with one paid month. It's already a great value. It's just going to change your business. You're going to be able to charge more money. You're going to be able to be more efficient. autohdr.com/upmarket. HD Photo Hub. Molly, I wish you could talk, because I know you can't. I know we're excited. We're heading up to Spokane, Washington really quick. We're going to have a fun content day with HD Photo Hub, meet all the good folks up there, get a tour of headquarters. And I'm expecting headquarters to be pretty nice, pretty clean, pretty efficient, because that's really how HD Photo Hub is in general. I know when I go in there, I'm loving the new interface. I'm loving everything about it. And it always makes our back-end systems so efficient. It's delivery to clients, it's ordering, it's uploading. I mean, it's all this. It is all the stuff. You can track payroll, you can track mileage, you can do everything that you could possibly imagine within the HD Photo Hub system. It's the perfect way to transform your business and make it more efficient and make it work for you. And of course, marketing kits, the fantastic marketing kits you can add on so you can actually make money from your delivery platform rather than have it be a drain on your finances. So if you want to check it out, go to hdphotohub.com, use the code UPMARKET, and you're going to get 15 full free deliveries. And HD Photo Hub is great because it is pay per delivery. So you can work that into what your costs are, and it's really straightforward, really easy. And get in there, hdphotohub.com, use the code UPMARKET. It's no secret we have been using a different 3D platform for so many years. And really this year we have pretty much fully transitioned over to iGuide. And I want to say, for anyone worried if people would freak out about that, no one has, because no one has really even noticed, because iGuide is a great product. Everyone loves their iGuides. So it has been a boon for our business because it's fast, it's super accurate, and we're able to get these processed really quickly too. I don't know, they're coming in, I'm not even going to say, because I can't remember what their official turnaround times are, but we are able to deliver everything the next morning very consistently. And of course, site plans, this is where you can scan outside and you get that site plan that buyers love, agents love, everyone loves site plans. check it out. Go to goiguide.com and make sure you go to goiguide.com/PMRE as well, so you can get in on those 2 more free trips to PMRE that they are giving away. Man, iGuide, what a great company. We love iGuide. We're talking fast delivery here. And of course, with Second Floor app, you can deliver those damn floor plans instantly from your phone. Boom. Love that, because realtors are the most impatient people in the world. And all you have to do is you just walk around the house for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, depends on the size of the house. I mean, just a few minutes walking around with your iPhone, you are going to get a floor plan back that is accurate and obviously super fast. And, whatever. Can I talk more about how much I love floor plans? I talk about how I love floor plans all the time. And I was just talking to an agent or somebody, I think it was an agent, and they were saying how, 8 years ago, it was even something, everyone wanted floor plans, but they just couldn't get them. And now floor plans are everywhere, and it has transformed the industry. And it's like, if you are not supplying floor plans, if that's not a product you offer, you are way behind the times. So make sure you are out there offering floor plans, and go to secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. You can get a free month of floor plans, and you can do as many floor plans as your heart desires in that month, and you can deliver all those to your clients, charge them for them. I mean, it's great. You just make more money. You make more floor plans, and then the world needs more floor plans. Well, and then, the other thing for us, and I know you guys have had some shifts in this too, and I think we can talk about this, is on the admin side. We lost Chelsea, and so we've started this new kind of admin role. And I think Nikki said that someone came up to her, a client at one of the shoots, and she said, "I called and I thought your number had been hacked because someone I didn't know answered the phone." And I think hidden in that was probably meaning someone with an accent answered your phone. And so, because, we have some American-based customer service people and some now remote customer service people. So and I know, Kelly, you just changed admins. Alex, have you changed? You changed your QC process. You didn't change your admin.
Slowly.
Is that right?
I haven't changed my full QC yet. We have way too many.
Yeah, I know, but I know, but you,
right now.
Yeah, but you just changed a few months ago. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Jen, you've had the same admin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
so
we still have Taylor. She had some family stuff, so she was gone for a little while. So we had to kind of figure that out. But otherwise, same admin.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, how was that? Because you were handling admin and all your clients were expecting you. How's that changing that expectation worked with your clients?
It's been great. We still meet with our clients. So I think that's been key for us, is like our big clients will still, hey, can y'all come in and have coffee? We want to hear, what's important to you guys. And so we're still getting in front of our clients. They're just not hearing me on the phone anymore. And they've completely adapted to it. She's awesome. I mean, kudos to her. Like if it were somebody that wasn't doing a fantastic job, I think it would be very different, but she's a lot more available than I was, because I was juggling so many things that they were just used to having to send me a text or leave a message and I'd get back to them. So they love it. It's a step up because she picks up the phone when they call. And she's great. She's stateside, and we did make the conscious decision to make sure that the admin on the phone was stateside just for us. And then like all of our back end support is mainly Filipino and South African now, but she's in the States. She comes into our office once a week, and it's been we get compliments on her all the time. So she's doing an awesome job.
Yeah. And I think, we've had compliments. We haven't really had pushback though, from what I can tell. I don't think anyone has, because our customer service is good. So it's just a different person doing it. And so, but there have been a few moments over the last few weeks where we have had to step in and be like, oh, sorry, this mistake was made, because, everyone is not quite up to speed on exactly how all our processes work. So I think the clients have that there's been some visibility of that with some clients in a few moments, but nothing that's been too bad.
It's never going to be perfect. So did y'all have like a transition between Chelsea, or was it just one day she was gone? Okay.
Yeah. Chelsea, Basically we had, I think, almost 3 weeks of Chelsea kind of helping, and I thought she was just going to have an easy 3 weeks, last 3 weeks of working for us. She's not going to have anything to do. But no. We were, and it coincided with Mark being unavailable for 2 weeks. So Chelsea and I were just like having to be in there with every little thing of like, oh no, this is how we do it. Oh yeah, this client is this client is that. Just making sure everything. It was actually a huge transition and kind of a pain in the ass, but and it's still a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. It's all. I mean, customer service is a pain in the ass. There's just no getting around it.
Sure.
So, we're all like,
yeah. And that's the podcast.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna go sideballs here. I don't even know
do.
I don't know what sideballs means, but
I have a guess, but that's all right.
I just want to pinpoint that Kelly's lighting is outstanding, and I don't know what are you doing here, girl? Is it actually sunset or is it fake?
No, it's fake. No, I'm at the lake and I'm in front of windows, and the lighting in here was actually terrible. So we were in here 20 minutes before we started. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. And I tried like one of their green screen. They always look terrible, right? And the Riverside, I don't know, they had some good green screens. So I tried it. I'm glad y'all like it.
Oh my God. So
I thought it looked
that's not even
decent.
That's not even the background?
It's not even real. No.
Shut up. I that is the first time.
I even tricked you. That makes me so happy.
I was like, she has a light through window right now, and like,
yeah, you're like,
wow.
You're like, what in the hell? It's like middle of the afternoon. How are you getting such a beautiful light?
Yeah, I was like, Atlanta.
Yeah, who knew? I know. I was glad to find it's Riverside, because like the Zoom and Microsoft Teams ones are terrible, and like half your head goes away and all that. But this one's pretty solid.
Well, hey,
can you show us what it actually looks like?
Can I without screwing up?
I don't know. We pay for the big bucks. We have the good stuff here at Upmarket Pod.
Apparently,
if you need good green screen, we got it. It's just part of the package.
I can't change it while we're on, but after we get off, I'll send y'all a screenshot.
I need a BTS photo, girl. Like, this is insane. I texted you being like, your background.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. I will send you a shot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So fun.
Okay. What? I feel like we've talked through setting expectations. Like, what else can we even talk about? All right, let's. Okay.
Okay, wait. I have a good one.
Okay.
When somebody asks you for a raise, how you handle that?
I mean,
I hope
that happen.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We just have to weigh if it's deserved or not. To be honest, like this particular employee, we were like, ew, I'm not sure. But we did. So it was one of our remote workers. And so honestly, the pay rate was pretty low anyways. And he explained to us the difference it would make in his life. Like he pulled my heartstrings, to be honest. And we did tell him, like, if we do this, then you are going to get more tasks. Like, I'm not just going to give you the money for same thing you've been doing. Cause honestly, it's so much easier for you now than it was when you started. And now we're going to pay you more for less hours. So we added to his tasks and asked if he was open to that. And he was. So, and it wasn't huge at all, but it meant a lot to him.
I know some of our employees listen to the show, so I'm hesitate to say this, but usually when someone asks for a raise, we just give it to them. I mean,
wow.
that's kind of what it is. Well, and I think there's just been a few instances. We try to be proactive and we try to give raises, kind of effectively cost of living stuff adjustments, every year or so. But there have been a couple moments where we've had employees come to us and they're feeling undervalued. And so you have to really listen to that. And so we, and provided, of course, they're doing a good job and, all the other stuff. I mean, we've just been pretty open about giving raises because it's deserved and we want to pay people as much as we can, but we don't always because, and also I think as the employer, it's really easy to just think that everything is great and not even think about that. Because it's all just humming along, but where, the employee is just like, I need to make more money. And so, it's like, I don't know. I think to me, it's not a warning sign when someone asks for a raise. But I do think it is a note that we have not been proactive enough. So I take that to heart. So that's kind of my attitude about it. I don't know. What's your attitude?
Me?
Yeah.
I feel like I almost have a fear when someone's like, "Hey, can we have a meeting?" And I'm like, "Fuck."
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You're going to
I
ask me
never
for
wanna hear
more
that.
money. Yeah. I'm just like, God damn it. No, I do feel like I'm like, I have it as an issue. And I think it's because I was like you, Reed, where it's like someone would ask me like, yeah, no problem, whatever. And now
Right.
it's like, okay, what actually makes it, besides like the economy, like what else makes it justifiable? Like I think I need help with being like, okay, you're asking for a raise X amount. Yes, giving you more tasks, but I just don't know what the right thing is. Cause like when I was an employee to any job I've ever had, I've never been like, I need a raise. But also I don't really speak up that much. So I don't know.
You don't speak up?
No,
That's surprising.
I'm a dog with tail between my legs for sure.
What role is this person in that wants a raise?
Like admin, office manager.
I mean, I think you just have to look at it. I mean, because and look at the fact though that we're all feeling it. I mean, there's been so much inflation over the last couple of years, and it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. And so you're realizing it's like, well, like, and especially when it's our employees and they're not making as much as the bosses are, it's like it's a real concern and a real strain on them. And I think we have to make sure that when they're working for us, we are providing them enough income to do the things that they want to do within reason, you know? So it's like, and I think you justify it to yourself of like, I'm trying to keep my employees happy and give them and put them in a position to grow and put them in a position where they feel like this is a company that they can grow and have a career in. Because I think if we are stingy on raises, people are not going to work for us. They're going to go find another job with the skills that they've learned from our company. And so it's just, I guess you just have to do a gut check of yourself of like, well, what's, like, what's it worth to you? Like, if you don't give them a raise and then they go somewhere else, then you have to hire that position. You have to train that position. There's a lot of costs involved. If that person were to leave, that could be more than the raise that you were going to give them.
Yeah. And then like going into the next part of it, it's like, okay, yes, I am the boss and I am going to make the most money. But once again, if the company goes under, it's also,
of course,
like I don't pay myself. Like, and there's been times where it's like, I cut my pay a couple times, like when we were in a low point, but I'm not cutting anybody else's pay. Like I make sure you guys are getting paid and I get $0.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, you give this person a raise and then they're going to expect it again in the next year. And like, that's the thing. Like I think I've created
setting
this,
expectations.
Like, yeah. And, but when it gets to the point where it's like, okay, let's say you're an admin office manager, you're not going to make $100,000 a year. Like, you know, it's just like, it's not going to be a thing. So at what point do you say, hey, like this is going to be your cap? You know, it's like,
well,
or do I give you more vacation time in lieu of money? I
think there are those benefits, but I think it's also that you have to be aware always of the cost of living increase, right? That you can, if you cap out at $60,000 a year or something, well, 5 years from now, $60,000 a year, they've actually taken a pay cut if they're still making $60,000 a year, because the real world value of that money is, probably 7% less. So I think as long as, even if when someone caps, to me, you have to still make sure that their salary keeps up with inflation. And that's because otherwise they are literally taking a pay cut to stay working for you.
Mm-hmm. But then do you just raise your prices then to make up for that?
Yes, absolutely. But well, that's the thing is you should do it. I mean, I think you should do that with your prices every year as well. You basically you should be raising your prices every single year.
Yes.
If only just to cover the cost of inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And we hired our admin with the idea in mind that she had a growth path in sales. She wants to run either an admin team or go get sales. So to me, once we start paying her more, she's going to be bringing in business for us. So it doesn't It doesn't hurt. But that's not happening within like year one. I see that happening year two. And then we bring on an admin for less money that's doing her role now. And then she's doing more sales. But we hired her with that in mind, because she was the right person. Not everybody's the right person to do that.
Yeah. Well, Jen, have you had to face this yet? Because you've only been around for a couple of years. Is everyone asking for raises?
No. Well, we hired our admin with not really looking far enough down the line. Like with these, we gave her some tasks to do. And then as she grew in that role, we kept giving her more and more and more tasks. And so it got to a point where she wasn't the one that actually asked for the raise, but she moved to Seattle, where it's expensive to live. And we actually looked at it like, this isn't going to be a livable wage for her. And we want to keep her. And based on the fact that she's doing more, her job role has expanded and she's living in a more expensive area, and we want to keep her, we need to give her a raise. So that's what we ended up doing. And yeah, it's, I mean, I had to weigh, give her a raise or start over. And she's worth keeping. She's very worth keeping. Sure. She does a good job. So, but that's the only time I've faced that so far. I mean, I haven't had photographers ask, but they're also independent contractors. They're not employees. So I don't know if that makes a difference since you guys all have employees. So yeah, a little different.
Yeah.
Alex, you bring up a good point because like going back to expectations, do you, when you hire them, say you will get raises we've never even considered doing that, but maybe we should, to where if you've been with us 2 years just to promote loyalty, just that they know it's coming without them having to ask. Because same, Alex, when I was in corporate, I never asked for raises. I just worked harder on the bonus side that I was responsible for. I knew I could work harder and get those, but I never asked for like an increase in base pay. I would be very hesitant to do that. And so we wonder if maybe we might lose a really good person that's not, I guess, doesn't have the confidence to come to us and ask for it. They would just go somewhere else. But if we had an expectation up front that at these set milestones, you will get a raise as long as your performance backs that up, maybe that's something to consider.
Yeah. Usually anytime I hired like a full-time photographer, I'm like, especially since they've never shot real estate, they don't know anything about it, right? So it's like the first year or first even 6 months is like them understanding how to shoot. And then the last 6 months is them amping up their skill set. And I always say after the first year, I will give you a raise. And like, because your pay is going to be lower right now because I'm trying to build trust with you. And like build your skill to like some of the people have never even held a camera before. So I'm like giving them a job and a skill that they've never even, it's not even on their resume. So I always say that, but then there's now always, I've been here 2 years, I'm going to get another raise. And it's like, I don't think so. But yeah.
But I think Kelly kind of brought up a good point of like, I felt like I could never ask for a raise. And now Alex is saying this. I'm assuming, Jen, like you were never a big raise asker if you had a job.
No, I asked.
Oh, you did?
I asked.
Demure Jen, who I think would.
No, I think my first job, I was not good at that. And then my second job, I did. It was like at that point I had a family and I knew I was going above and beyond as an employee. So I asked, because if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Yeah. I guess being told no is better than not knowing at all.
Yeah. But I think I just wanted to point out that like, if we put ourselves in our employees' shoes, which we should do, right? If we try to have empathy for their experience. Like I know how hard it can be to ask for that raise. And I know they probably for months are like, I really want to ask for a raise, but I don't know. What if they say no, or they're going to be mad at me? They're probably feeling a ton of anxiety about it. So if you can actually be the leader of the company and be proactive about that, I think it's a great way to keep a happy work environment. Because I know in the times we have had people ask for a raise, I think it was just at a point where they're like, hey, they haven't done this for me and I really feel like I deserve it. And I'm actually having anxiety about it. And like, it also was leading to feeling unappreciated. Because if someone does feel underpaid, they will feel underappreciated.
Do you think it matters if you're working corporate? Because Kelly, you said you worked corporate. Alex sounds like, kind of similar. I didn't really work corporate jobs, to be honest. So I think there was more of a relationship there. I felt like I could go and talk to my employer and have that honest conversation. I wonder if it's different when your background's where you don't feel like you have the ability to talk to supervisor in that way?
It's like a bittersweet thing, no, because it's like if I worked at not Canadian Tire, I don't even know if you guys Walmart. If I worked at Walmart and I wanted a raise, I'm a tiller. I've been a tiller for, I don't know, 4 years, never gotten a raise. And I go to my manager and I ask for a raise. The manager then has to go to their supervisor. And then that supervisor probably has to go to their supervisor. And it's like a whole process, and it is disconnected. But I want that so bad. Like, I hate that everybody, like my whole team knows that I am a sucker, and I do bend, and I do feel like everything, and
you're such a softie.
I'm so soft, and they know that, and it's like it got to the point where I was like, I felt like I was being taken advantage of because of my characteristics of being a softie. And I'm like, unfortunately I had to put the business first for the first time ever and say no, and it's really hard to say no. But I hate the fact that it's easy for them to knock on my door and be like, hey, can we have a conversation? It's like, fuck. Not right now.
Well, that's funny that that's the case, because I almost feel like in a small business, it's harder for them to, in my mind, it would actually be a little harder because there isn't that corporate structure, because you are talking to your boss who, and I try not to complain about money in front of my staff because I make more money. And so I'm like, I remember when I worked at this one job, my boss I was making so little money, and he would always just bitch about all his bills and how, how the $300 dinner was, and, all that. And I was just like, fuck you, man. And so I really try to never, ever complain about money at work, but Molly can probably say I do, but I try. I try and fail. But I feel like when it is that your boss who is like, you hear them talk and they're stressed about money, you're like, well, I can't ask him. He can barely afford his caviar. It's like, I don't know. So I guess it just depends on the personality of the person and everything. But I think, I don't know.
I think the thing that has helped me, like, because I felt like I needed to be everybody's friend as well. So like I would go hang out with them and then like do whatever they were doing. I was like, I'm coming. And it got to the point where it was like, I think it became easier for them to just constantly come to me for things because I was their friend, and it's harder to say no to a friend.
Right.
So I pulled out massively. Like I don't attend anything with the team usually. Like I just don't. If they want to meet with me, like they have to like actually book a meeting. And like I need to know what it's going to be about prior than just being caught off guard. So it's like, I literally stopped being their friend because I was like, yes, I am a friendly person, and like, I'm probably not like the average boss or anything like that, but it's also like, I'm still your boss, and I needed to create that separation, that boundary.
Yeah. No, that's really,
our business coach said that something, because I'm the same way, like people can pull my heartstrings so easily. And he said, your job is not to make your employees happy. Your job is to run your business first. And that is such a huge mind shift for me, because I'm always trying to make sure everybody's happy.
Yes.
It's not to say like you're a jerk, but like just boundaries, to make sure that they understand they're not your friend. Because then when you do have to have hard conversations, you can't have them if you're friends. Effectively anyways, because they see you as an equal. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that same boss I was talking about always was like, hey man, we're friends first and your employee second. And I'm like, oh man. And that was a big lesson. Like, that sucks, man. If you're the employee, that's not a good situation. So that's why I only hire people I don't like.
Sorry, Jazz.
Oh my God.
Jazz is quitting before she starts.
They can't even say anything back. That's not even fair.
She just has to listen.
The facial expressions are enough.
Did she just say help?
Yeah. Okay. Blink twice, Jazz.
There's a knife to her back.
Oh, okay. I did want to, we're about to wrap up here, but I did want to shout out something because Jenn Lueck, I know you had an Instagram post, or reel or something, I don't know, a week or 2 or 3 ago, where you had just celebrated your second full year being in business, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
right? So congratulations on that. But I did want to just shout you out because how many property you gave the number of properties you've shot in the last 2 years that the company did. Do you remember what it is off the top of your head?
Just over 2,900.
Dang,
in
girl.
your first 2 years of business. I want to say, so, okay. This is, I find really interesting because I think, Jenn, your persona, and then I think the way that I know we've talked privately about how you fit in this podcast, in this mastermind. And you're like, oh, I'm just the one who's, the new one, and I don't know anything, and I'm just here learning. And it's like, lady, come on, 2,900 properties in the first 2 years. That is amazing.
That's crazy.
You know how many years it took me to get to
insane.
that? So I want to just say, like, you've belonged here the whole time, but that is like, you are aspirational for people.
Yeah,
I think there are
hands
people
down.
listening to this who are super looking up to you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
That's really nice. Thank you.
That's so good.
It's something I'm really proud of, and I do struggle a bit with, being next to all of you guys and your knowledge, and just feeling like I'm guessing as I go, or not knowing exactly what I'm doing. And yes, it's working, but you always see all the past mistakes and things that you're doing. So I'm super proud of it. And I think that recap for me was really important. And I did that post for multiple reasons, because it was showing people a little bit of who I am as a person outside of my business, because I don't post a lot of my personal stuff on my business page, but also just trying to acknowledge that and grow in that space and allow myself to be proud and realize that I do have a lot to contribute and value to give people. It's exciting, and it's scary, and it's vulnerable, and it's all the things that I have to allow myself to be proud of, and stop second guessing and stop feeling that intimidating imposter syndrome, just open to grow into it. So a lot of that has been because of you guys, and I'm super, super grateful for the influence and the positive impact that you've had, because man, I would never be here where I'm at if I didn't have guidance along the way. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Nice work. Well, and with that, let's do this again in another month. And
you got it.
Yeah. So thank you, all three of you, for continuing to do this. I think it's so helpful for everybody. And thank you, of course, to our sponsors. Thank you to Molly and well, I'm not going to thank her yet because we have an announcement coming soon. But and then thank you, of course, to everyone who's watching, everyone who's listening. We really appreciate you, and it's the whole reason we can even do this. So thanks, everybody. Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Media and is produced by Molly Peart and edited by Tessa Nelson. Our wish for you this week is to not have to do any Friday Night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.